everything in my foot. And one packet of the nutritional drink mix took the pain completely away, took the swelling away, and I was walking after hobbling and practically crawling for months. And so I was sold on it right then when I saw the power of Moringa. And went away for a little while because I was stupid and started having a lot of health issues and wondered, why did I go a couple of years without any problems? And suddenly I'm just falling apart. And one day it hit me, wait a minute.
It's because we moved away, right?
Because they moved away.
McDonald's.
They moved away.
But backsliding.
I'm backsliding on this Zija. But Zija was the key factor. So I just recently got back in. And now I no longer have to have injections to relieve pain. I no longer have to take prescription medication for different hereditary health issues that I had that were requiring medication. I am now officially off of medication. Sleeping well. No more health issues whatsoever. And we've got this new essential oil line, and I'm really, really excited about it. Wanted to learn more, so I asked Dee Dee if she'd come do this skinny dipping party for us and tell us more about it so that I can learn more and my friends can too. And I hope y'all enjoy as much as I'm anticipating.
Well, thank you. Yeah. And this is Dee Dee Shaw. She is one of the top leaders. Ladies in the company. And has been sharing for many years now, and I'm just going to do a little informal introduction, but she's going to give us a lot of information. And she's a mother of 14 children, so look at her, this stuff works.
Yeah, she's not looking like she's had the first one,
I
she's
know,
14.
Matthew, what number are you? 12. Oh, that's right, Matthew's 12.
I always have to ask them because I get it mixed up now. Always correct me, so I just don't even try to ask what number are you. So I have 14. The oldest is 26. The baby is 2. Yes, I gave birth to all. I don't try to scream around that. Singly, I gave birth to all of them. No multiples. And I haven't always looked like this, right? I have not. I look better. I look younger. I feel better than I did in my 20s. And I will be 48 this year.
So go, girl. Not good.
And I told somebody the other day, I can't wait till I'm 50 because I love to see people's jaws drop. And when I'm 50, I'm 50 is kind of that crossover. Right? So,
That'll be next year for me. So.
yay!
Wow. It was this year for me.
Okay. So what is it they say 50 is the new 30?
Yes.
I'm going to claim that.
Yes, especially.
So yes, Zija has made an incredible difference for me in my life. And I love sharing with people about health. And I also love sharing with people a business opportunity because that was why I joined Zija. I got involved with Zija in 2009 when I'm assuming everybody in here felt a little bit of the economy crash that happened in 2009. I know Julie did because construction came to a screeching halt. And so we were struggling financially to the point we were going to lose our house, to the point we had everything we owned for sale. I kid you not. We sold the tractor, we sold a tract of land, the house was sold, everything we had was for sale. And I knew that the only way to change things, for things to change, was for us to change something. And so I was actually on the phone with Doug talking about dairy goats, and I said, Doug, what are you guys doing? Because I've lost about 80% of my business, and I'm actively looking for another opportunity, and I'm praying for answers. And Doug was him and on, he would talk to me. Because we were both in another nutritional company before, and not on the same team. And so he just went and talked to me, and Amy's in the background yelling, tell her about Zija! She's praying for answers. This is God's tree.
I'll let you talk to Amy.
So that was how my Zija journey began. And it was not because of the phenomenal products. That's not why I joined Zija. There's a lot of companies out there that have phenomenal products. But what brought me to Zija was Ken Brailsford. And Ken Brailsford is the founder of Zija International, but it's not his first rodeo. This is his third company, and both of his other companies went to the $1 billion level. They are legacy companies. He's the only man that can claim that. Only human that can claim that. No one would say it either. So that spoke volumes to me, because in this industry, companies come and go. I bet in the back of your mind, you can think of 2 or 3 that somebody introduced you to, and nobody talks about it anymore because companies just come and go. And so I knew that what I joined needed to be something that I could build a significant amount of income, not just play money, and something that I could pass on to my kids, and that was important to me. So that was really what brought me to Zija International. Love the products, life-changing for me. I said I've not always looked like this. I was refusing to buy a size 16, and I'm 5'4". So size 16 on somebody 5'4", you're rounder than you are tall. And that was where I was not long before Zija. I had lost a little bit, but it's a struggle. I had some health issues that really were debilitating, very, very debilitating, to the point that I was praying that God would take me home. I was asking him to run over me with a Mack truck. And I had always thought that I wanted to die young, because I watched my entire family suffer from chronic degenerative health conditions. And I didn't want to go that route. And it wasn't really until he opened my eyes about the power of what it could do that I changed my mind. I want to live to 120, and I want people's jaw to drop to the ground, because I have unaged myself, right? I want to still be going when I'm 120. I want to enjoy not just my grandkids, but my great-great-grandkids. So that's kind of a little bit about me and what brought me to Zija. In September of last year, they introduced Ameo oils, and they kind of told us a little bit about what was coming. And I'm thinking, the market is glutted. We have a lot of oils on the market. What's going to make us different? And when we got to convention, the first thing was they sent us all samples. Everybody that was active in the company got a little sample pack of lavender, lemon, and peppermint. And Ameo oils are different because they're clinical grade. And if we weren't hooked up to a PowerPoint and hooked up over here to a computer and doing lots of different things, I would show you a little video because I think it's powerful, but it's something that you can access and watch later, just about Ameo and how it's different, but we're clinical grade. And I want you to think about this. I kind of have to tell you Josh Plant's story, because I think it's important when you're thinking about what makes Ameo different. And I'm not even going to tell you how he got there, but just know that if you have a dream, you should follow it, and you shouldn't let anybody get in your way. He was stocking at Target at night, working midnight shift, and had 2 little babies. When they decided this was not the kind of life they wanted to live, he started going to community college, ended up, some of his research won him a fellowship with the NIH. Only 14 fellowships in the entire world are awarded, and he got one of them. So his research there earned him a full ride scholarship with Harvard. He didn't even apply at Harvard. They sent him an acceptance letter with a full scholarship because they wanted to be able to say he was a Harvard grad. And he wasn't just a Harvard grad. He graduated from an 8-year program in 3.5 years, top of his class. So this is the guy who formulated and put together the process to certify our oils clinical grade. But back to what I was saying, I want you to think about this. This is what he did in all his research, in all the research that you can go and look up on Google Scholar. And it talks about the power of essential oils and what they can do. And I can't tell you what they can do because we can't talk about nutrition and healing. We can't talk about nutrition and curing, although the body is the only thing that can heal. There are no drugs that heal. Not a single one. There's just not. But we can't talk about that. Google doesn't know that. If you go to Google and you start typing in essential oils and some, what are some of the benefits, you'll be amazed. But all that research was done with clinical grade oils. When you're in a research lab, you have certain criteria that you measure that is required for you to be able to use that oil. It has to be a certain purity level. It has to be a certain potency level. there's not any on the market in the US. Get it from Europe, but there's none on the market in the US. So if I go and I read about this particular oil and what it does for concus of the buncus, and I happen to have concus of the buncus, and I go buy this oil to treat my problem, and I don't get results, I'm scratching my head trying to figure out why. And it's because this oil over here only has to be 52% of that oil for them to be able to label it pure. They can label it organic. Doesn't matter how you process something. If it's grown organic, you put all kinds of chemicals and solvents in it. If it's 52% of that oil, you can label it 100% pure and organic. So what we do is we go read about this research. We go buy these oils. We try to use them to get the same result, and it's like taking a placebo because it's not got the same potency. So that's what we've got with Maya oils. You know that what we have is the same thing that they're using in research. And that's important to me. I want to know that whatever I put on my body is pure. I want to know that whatever I put in my body is pure. And our oils, unless they have, and I don't think any of these oils that I have out, unless they have a childproof cap, they are ingestible. So we have several that have a big fat top, and I promise you they are child-proof. They are also adult-proof at times. I figured it out. When you first open it, it's not hard to open. But if you let those oils get around in the ridges of your bottle, it kind of works on the mechanism that helps it click and catch. So you have to be really careful if you want to continue to be able to open those. But none of the ones with the child-proof tops are ingestible. We're the only company that does that. Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy.
They have oils out there that are toxic if you ingest them, and they encourage ingesting.
Wow.
But they don't have childproof tops on the ones that are not ingestible. And I'm going to share. Yeah, I'm going to share with you one that if you smell it, you would think it's ingestible, but it's toxic if you consume it. And this is one I've opened and closed several times. So. This is wintergreen.
You want to know if you'll die? I've already ingested it, so I didn't think the label. I guess I'm half got
No.
I think you're wintergreen gum.
It's a different kind of oil that goes in your wintergreen gum.
I love this.
Does it not smell like?
Yeah, oh my God.
I told him that.
And all I did was burn it up. I worked it up. That was it.
That's a life system.
Right? So I'm dying. It's his favorite.
I love wintergreen. So does anybody have sore muscles or achy?
That actually, that's a kind of numb.
You tried the wintergreen?
No. It is phenomenal. It will actually numb in the areas, you know, and it's one of the first, is it the first ingredient in muscle?
I used to see my chiropractor, my neck was out. Yeah, I've been on the phone too much.
Okay, so this is wintergreen, and it can go on anything sore. Where are you sore?
It's my neck, because I
You got a pain in the neck?
well, yeah, I've been on the phone too much.
I've been dripping.
Okay.
Okay, so you got several drops.
Oh, good, I'll put the other side.
You know, I had a little pain in my thumb recently and put some of that on there, and it was amazing.
I mean, you just lay back in a butt.
And it kind of felt tingly, like it anesthetizes the pain, or numbs the pain a little bit.
So
Oh, yeah, awesome.
the counterpart to that one in our blend is Muscle Mend, and it's got a childproof top because the #1 ingredient in it is wintergreen. It's got a couple of other things in it too. My husband had a stress, well, he thought he had a stress fracture in his hand. His wrist had been bothering him for weeks, and he just finally mentioned it after it had been bothering him for weeks. And he never, ever goes to the doctor. He said, I think I might need to go get this x-ray. What? So I said, well, let's just try this Muscle Mend and see what happens. So we put some Muscle Mend, and within 15 minutes, he was telling me, and he's very, not pessimistic, but he doesn't ever believe that anything could work. This stuff might be working. So the next day, how's your wrist? Feels pretty good. We didn't ever have to do anything else. That one application was all it took. That one.
Muscle man.
And we just got the muscle man and my husband who had a bad cycling accident after cycling 102 miles. He wiped out a mile before the finish line. And he had some issues with his thumb and all that. And muscle man, you know, he rubbed it in it and it didn't address some of the shoulder pain because it was deep in the bone. And we get results from an MRI in a few days, but that just happened. And we just happened to have muscle man.
It's awesome.
And it
stuff.
is incredible. He was like, wow.
Another one that's really, really good for joints and aches and pains is peppermint. Peppermint's good for lots of things. If you have a headache, peppermint's good for it. It's great for circulation. It's why it's in the skinny dipping.
I'm drinking it.
You'll have peppermint is in the bath salt that you put in your bath because it opens up pores and it helps circulation. It's also in the detox booster that goes in the detox tea and it makes the tea taste good. It's got a little peppermint flavor to it.
Yeah, is that the chocolate
We're
protein shake?
gonna do that tonight. We're gonna do that tonight. So it is the peppermint in and of itself is a liver detox. So we're consuming it to help the liver. We're also detoxing from the outside to help the liver. But what I want you to do, this is going to kind of wake everybody up. If anybody's tired, then kind of wake you up. But this is going to be a comparison. This is just a brand you can find at your health food store of peppermint oil. And this is our peppermint oil. So what we're going to do is I'm going to come around and on your left finger, I'm going to put one drop of this oil and you're going to rub it on the base of your neck. And I'm doing my right finger, right side, but you're going to rub it on the left side on the base of your neck. And then we're going to do the right finger with the mayo and you're going to rub it on the base of your neck. And I'm going to try to do it simultaneously. We're going to do this one first, so you can't say you got this one on first, that's why you feel it first. But I want you to feel the difference because it's not guaranteed that you have cell permeability. And just like if you're consuming vitamins that you don't absorb, it doesn't matter what's on the bottle. It's not going to help you. So regardless of what is beneficial about the oil, if you're not absorbing it into your skin, it's not doing any good anyway. So this is one of my favorite comparisons. And I've done this with every brand out there, and we get the same results. We did this with one of the top 2 competitor brands the other night. Do you want to do it, Denise? We've done it before. No.
Okay, I'm confused. I don't think it right finger, left finger.
I'm going to tell you.
Okay, can I do my job?
I'm going to tell you. Yes, you do want to do it somewhere else. Okay. My hands are always.
My neck is
Okay.
feeling a
Left
difference,
finger.
ladies. I'm like, that's the generic or the winter. I love winter.
I'm going to rub that on base of your neck. Like that.
Yeah.
Same side. Yeah,
You can also smell the purity too. Versus what's really weird is what my friend has, because she was trying to tell me about oils, and I was like, well, we've got really great oil. I think that's your bottle. Those trying to figure out.
I can't see it.
Actually, see how thick that is? It is thick. Okay, so the other thing that I need to tell you is that essential oil does not mean it's an oil.
I can smell the difference. Hot dog.
It is actually the essence of the plant.
The right finger is the ameo.
The right side is the right one.
Okay, now put one on the right side. Do I do it on the same spot though, you said?
It doesn't matter. You can do it on your arm. We're just
My back, you can inhale it too. Well, I have aches. I broke my back in a car accident in '89.
It's
So.
just really slow down. You can go ahead and grab it. What is the brand of the
Generic one that you're using. I'm curious.
I can't even pronounce it. Hang on, I'll spell it for you.
It's a weird bottle. That's what I
Okay.
had. And she's telling me, she says, you need to get geranium because my son has he's an allergic reaction to poison ivy.
Okay,
So
what
she's
are
gonna
those
use
things?
them.
Lips about the It smells really good on my hands.
It's by nature signature. It's the capital B, capital P, hyphen X. And the blood purifies BP, blood
Ooh.
Now, I know premium tea is good too, but Ducky swears by the BPX, he gets poison ivy, it's gone. He takes no
Okay.
capsules.
So now, while you're feeling the
Mine's
difference,
burning.
while you feel the difference, I'm gonna pass it around and just let you smell the difference.
You can smell it, whoa, you know, it opens up your sinuses. You
Yeah,
can
the
inhale it.
seashell wall is much.
You have to be
Oh,
really
stronger.
careful.
Yeah.
You have to be really
The generic
the
one, right?
generic one. You can see
Really
really
good
good.
spray, and I didn't say anything.
Thanks.
But I recognize the bottle.
You can find those at the health food store. Yes, you can.
Well, actually, a lot of spas carry this.
Yes, yes. So this will give you an idea. Be careful with the Ameo and don't get it right under your nose because it will cause you to catch your breath. So you don't have to get it under your nose to tell.
I never picked up on it. This has a sugar smell in there.
So that's the other thing, when you're smelling mint, a lot of times you smell peppermint and they say that smells like a candy cane.
Yeah.
That's not your first distillation.
See that house.
That we're distilling the mint leaf, right? There's nothing sweet about a mint leaf. The first distillation is going to smell more like a mint leaf. Once you get beyond that first distillation, and it can be your third distillation, because that company could very well have the same supplier we do. They could. We picked the very top suppliers that grow organically, that do a good job. We still, when we go through our certification, we're still shipping back 50% of the oils they ship us because they're not pure enough. They're selling them to somebody else. So
You've been talking that this is all clinical grade oil. And I think that's a really good thing, but I think it may be helpful to other people as opposed to what? The rest of the oils are therapeutic and there's 2 or 3 different
there's
grades
the
out there.
fragrance oils, right?
Which is the lowest grade.
Right. You have the flavor oils, and the flavor
Yeah,
oils
like
are
the
even,
cooking, the flavor oils.
are even a lower grade. And therapeutic grade is something that the industry defined. There was no such thing as a therapeutic grade. The industry just started using, they coined the term therapeutic grade.
Anything goes for therapeutic.
Exactly. There's no parameters for therapeutic grade. So clinical grade, you can go to ameo.com and there's a place with a little seal that says the Ameo difference. Every bottle that we have has a batch number on the bottom. You type in the batch number, you hit go, it tells you where this batch was harvested. Was it in Bulgaria? Was it in Senegal? Was it wherever? So what you want to know is you're getting it from the best place to grow that particular thing. Just like we get our moringa from South India because it's the most nutrient dense grown there. You want it to be something that grows indigenous to that area. And the things that we grow in America don't have the same value, like the, I don't like to use the word medicinal, but they don't have the same benefits. And so when you go to that website, you can see where it was grown, how it was distilled. It'll always be water distillation unless it is citruses. The citruses are cold pressed, right? Because we're getting the oil from the peel. And then it will tell you it's got grass. I always get that wrong. It never comes out right. Gas chromatography. It always comes out grass instead of gas. But gas chromatography. We have the different things that we measure, and if it doesn't fall within certain parameters, then it doesn't pass the test. So there's 5 or 6 different things that we look at. Peppermint.
A good word you were looking for a minute ago. Potential. It's a greater potential.
Which one? What?
I forget what you used.
I'm not sure.
Anyway, therapeutic. Something to stay away from words you try to stay away from, like cure. or
Oh,
whatever.
medicinal. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Anyway.
I just use potential a lot.
So in the skinny dipping oils, let me tell you how skinny dipping came to be. Everybody was talking about wrapping, right? You've heard of the company out there that has the wraps that's supposed to make you skinny, and that one wrap, if you just use one, you can cover one butt cheek. I'm serious. So they might tell you a wrap is $25.
Oh my gosh.
But if you really want to cover enough skin to make a difference and not be lopsided,
Oh my gosh.
it's about $75.
Wow.
And this is not spa quality, right? It's a piece of plastic with some lotion and chemicals in it.
Ew.
Okay, that's what you're buying. No.
No.
So everybody was talking about the trim and tone wraps. And they were talking about, oh, do you wrap in saran wrap? And, oh, no, please stop. Because you never want to mix essential oils with plastic. I've done several experiments. Some of you have seen those experiments. It's not pretty. The oils eat into the plastic. They are such strong detoxifiers that they just will dissolve styrofoam. They will eat into your plastic if you put it in. Even one of our really, nice Zeta bottles, if I were to put oil in this, over time, that whole plastic bottle, I'd never get the smell out because the oils actually leach into the plastic and they pull the plastic and it leaches into your drink. So never, ever, ever mix oils and plastic. So I was reading this on Facebook and I'm just thinking, there's got to be some way you can wrap your whole body without using 8 bottles of oils, right? Because that's what it would take if you were to try to put it all in some sort of a linen wrap like they do at the spa. And I've also found out that some spas also use plastic, which also made me cringe. But what was it, Nikki? $120 for to go and get a wrap at a spa?
Yeah.
One wrap. And one wrap's not going to do you a whole lot of good. You might get excited because you lose a few inches, but the purpose behind it is to detox your body. That's what we're doing. So just a little bit of education on what's going on, and then I'll go back to how it got started. Our liver is toxic. Would you agree that we eat a lot of toxic things?
Yes.
Regardless of how hard we try, we live in a society where we breathe toxins, we drink toxins, we eat toxins.
True.
Our liver has over 500 different jobs. Its number one job is to get the toxins out and not let them get in the bloodstream. So that's what it does first. It also is what's responsible for the enzymatic processes when you eat something that the enzymes are not there to digest it. How many of us eat live food? Not many. So our liver's overworked just trying to help digest the food because it's time to create those enzymes to help us digest the food. Well, the other thing that the liver does that we really care about is it stores fat and it burns fat. If your liver is not working well enough to burn fat, you could be biking 100 miles and not burn the fat off. When it's storing fat, it's dumping toxins into those fat cells because it's overworked, it's overloaded. It can't help you to eliminate those toxins. So it just says, I got too much to do. I'm just going to dump these. I'm going to deal with it later. So there are people that have a hard time losing weight because they're so toxic. And the fat cells have encapsulated all those toxins. So what we're doing with the skinny dipping, all the oils that are included in here either have an anti-inflammatory effect or they have a detoxification effect. So instead of giving our liver another job, we have the detox tea, which is great, but a lot of people don't get very far with that because their liver is so overloaded with toxins. So if we mix all of these up, we know they're cell permeable. Everybody feel the peppermint on the back of their neck? It's getting into your skin, right? So if you get in a hot bath, you're opening up all the pores. They're wide open to accept anything. So you put those oils in the bath with you and they start detoxing you from the outside. We have, I could put Matthew on the spot, but I won't. But we have different detoxification processes. We have different elimination systems, right? And we won't get into the different elimination systems except to say that sweating is one of them. So you're gonna have a sauna effect. You want that. Now, on the directions, it says, get the water as hot as you can stand it. Please don't get the water so hot that you pass out or stroke out because your blood pressure goes up so high because you got the water so hot. That is not the point. The point is you want it to be warmer than you normally take a bath because the heat, along with the water and the oils, is going to help you to open your pores up more, detox more, sweat more. I even run a heater in my bathroom when I do it, kind of create the sauna. That, you know, I have somebody who said, I don't have a tub. I'm like, well, you can just spray it on. Mix it up, put it in the spray bottle, spray it on. Some people, and they still call it skinny dipping, it's crazy. They've never gotten in the tub. They've never submerged themselves in water. They're using these oils, they call it skinny dipping. They mix it up in a spray bottle like this, put the oils in, add some fractionated coconut oil, spray it on like you would suntan oil, rub it in, put on your spandex, and go work out. You got hot, you got sweaty, you get the same result. So that will work. And another person said, well, what about on the days that I don't work out? And her idea was, just blow dryer. Okay. So you got the heat. You know, just be careful, don't burn your skin. That'll help. But you know, you want your skin warm enough that it's opening up the cells. So you know, people can be creative. It's the things that are most important are the heat. And Nikki, I've just totally forgotten
How many
how the
drops?
PowerPoint, so we're just gonna.
I have a question.
Okay.
How much does the gallbladder have to do with detoxing?
The gallbladder has a lot to do with detoxing, even though your doctor tells you we can just cut it out because it's not working anyway. God put it there for a reason, just like He put our tonsils there for a reason. And it's one of those things that just burns me up. That's the first thing we go to when we have a gallbladder attack. We don't try to detox the gallbladder. We don't try to do things to clean out the gallstones. We just cut it out and that makes it all better. Well, now what? Your gallbladder was your liver's buffer. It caught some of the toxins before the liver got it. Now, your liver is doing the gallbladder job too.
Does it count for breaking down protein or something, or not?
Which,
The gallbladder. Maybe I read something.
Nikki would probably
I
know
don't
how
know.
to answer that question.
Is it the Bible or it's
breaking down.
Breaking down
Breaking down
fats,
fats, okay.
right? And that's why when you eat greasy foods, and it is not the kind of fat we eat. It's not how much. I mean, it is the kind of fat we eat. It's not how much fat we eat. And I could do a whole nother talk about that because it's another one that really just frustrates me. We're told to eat less and move more and we'll lose weight. Well, that worked for our grandparents because they ate real food. But that's not going to work for us because it's all about the systems of our body that are clogged up. So if you don't have a gallbladder, your liver really needs more help because it's having to do two jobs. And so you have to be a little more careful and get balanced out with the detox tea if you don't have a gallbladder because sometimes the detox tea is a little more flushing without a gallbladder.
It is.
And the nice thing about the tea is you can steep it whatever length of time you want to. If you have a rock gut and nothing seems to move you, then you might steep it for 10 minutes the first time, but it's not what I recommend. I would rather see you start gently and be happy with me the next day than calling me, cursing me out. So the detox tea, a lot of people think when they hear detox, a lot of people think digestive detox. A lot of people think colon cleanse. And that's not what we're doing. It is a part of it, but it's not what we're doing. We're actually purifying the blood. We are detoxing the gallbladder if you still have one. We're detoxing the kidneys and supporting the kidneys. We're detoxing the liver and purifying the blood. So it's got to go out or it's just going to recirculate and land somewhere else. So it does have a little bit of a digestive aspect to it.
Does it tackle the bladder? I can't remember.
Not so much the bladder, it's the kidneys. And it's the kidneys that back people up, right? If you have water retention, swelling, you know, the kidneys again, they're one of our detox organs and they're pulling some toxins out too. So it's important that our kidneys function well. And just an interesting side note, people that have high blood pressure, the majority of the time it is because they are dehydrated and their kidneys are not functioning properly. The majority of the time. So just be hydrated. You know, you make a huge difference just being hydrated. And interestingly enough, you can lower your blood pressure just by getting in the swimming pool. I wonder, could it be because your skin is rehydrating you? Yeah.
Wow.
That was just an aha moment for me. I had never really thought about it before, but you do absorb water when you get in a pool. Your skin is absorbing that water. You're
You say,
rehydrating.
what about hot tubs?
Well, then you're sweating again, right? So no, heat causes blood pressure to go up. So, but anyway, we've got this blend of oils, and I mentioned the peppermint. We also have a lot of citrus in there. We have grapefruit, we have orange, we have tangerine. All of those do different things. And I guess I really could skip a few slides and go through the slides because that's really a big part of this mini degree presentation. If I
How
can
did,
find
how
what
did
I
you
drew.
come about getting this formulation?
Okay, so can I kind of let this kind of jump around? That's my PowerPoint. If I use it, I'll stay on track.
No, you did a great job. Multitasking. Yes, information. I love all
Yeah.
that information.
One of the things that I comfort myself with is all the top leaders have ADD, so I'm good.
That's what encourages me.
That's hilarious. Do you see it?
It stands for with.
I had a mouse. That was my clicker, and I sat it down. Thank you. So we'll run through this really quick. And one of the things that she has not done for me is help my eyesight. So I don't know if you guys.
Oh, it did me.
That it
I
helps a lot
have
of people. It helps a lot of
I
people.
have not had mine checked since I started wearing it 5.5 years ago, but I know it's, my eyes got
So see, we have covered some of this stuff. Why is detoxing important? What is skinny dipping? And just really quick to go back to that. Those wraps, I started thinking about Cleopatra and how she used to bathe in goat milk soap, and she was ageless, and they used essential oils. In King Tut's tomb, they found 130 liters
Oh
of
my
essential
gosh.
oils.
I didn't know that. What they buried them, what they buried them.
Because the Egyptians did.
Yes, I knew that. I didn't know that. Why'd you tell me?
So anyway,
Wow.
I got to thinking about that, and then I have a friend who has a child who has some spectrum issues. He's on the spectrum. So many kids that are on the spectrum don't detox. Their bodies just don't.
Spectrum.
The autistic spectrum,
Oh,
on the spectrum. So many kids that have problems don't detox. And so one of the things that she did with him was she put him in an Epsom salt bath 3 or 4 times a week. So I started putting 2 and 2 and 2 together, and I said, if I mix all these oils together and instead of wrapping myself, what if I just submerge myself in the water and I add the extra detox of Epsom salts? And that's how it started. And I didn't come up with the name Skinny Dip until I was typing it out. And I just started typing it out. I was talking about soaking, and I was talking about Cleopatra. I was skinny dipping. How cute is that? And that was just how it came about. I said it was like my one moment in my whole life of serendipitous genius. I'll never have another one. But
Did you talk about your plant?
when my first recipe was not this recipe.
Okay.
Part of what we changed, I started out with wintergreen. We swapped it to peppermint. That was just a logistics thing.
Sure.
We had to have, for this package, we needed 9 oils. So we kind of collaborated a little bit. My first thing was I sent it to him. I said, what can we add to enhance this? And his first answer was cell therapy. Cell therapy is a super carrier. Think about it like an escort. Instead of the peppermint having to find its way to where it has to go, the supercarrier oils that are mixed in with cell therapy know where it needs to go, and it drags it there.
Wow.
So he's done all this research in the multi-million-dollar research center that Ken Brailsford built for him. So we added cell therapy. We switched some things around. We added in orange and tangerine because orange helps with metabolic detoxification, and that's, the endocrine system. And that's something a lot of us have problems with. Our metabolisms don't work right. We don't burn calories like we should. We've got sluggish metabolisms. And the tangerine helps with cellulite. So
Really?
plus they're both happy oils.
That's what I was saying, tangerine is a mood enhancer.
Yeah, they're happy oils.
Yeah.
Well, this made me happy to get rid of some sand.
Here's another tip. We talked about what you need. You need heat. The water helps. Massage also will help.
Yes.
So if you're applying it topically, massage, right? Wherever you've got issues, massage, because we're breaking up those little toxin crystals there, and it'll turn loose.
Did you say lemon? Did I read something about lemon oil?
Lemon
Helping break up cellulite?
And you could have, it's the citrus oils all kind of have some of the same constituents in them, but tangerine is more known for that. The lemon is what we put in the internal detox.
Okay.
Okay, so what oils are used in what? And that's what we've already started on. We talked about the liver and how important the liver is. If we love our liver, it will love us back. And I know you can't see that. If you can, I'm going to give you the Eagle Eye Award. But it talks about
I see fat release.
this is your liver, right? This is your liver. And these are all the ways we take it in. We talked about that. We breathe it, we drink it, we eat it. And then what happens, how it clogs us up and backs us up. And it talks about the signs of toxicity of the liver.
Yeah.
Trust me, we all have it.
Detoxification and elimination. Look, I read that. No glasses.
Wow.
What?
Can you read that right there?
No, not quite that good.
It's a bad picture. I need to redo it. But I just found one that was awesome.
I was in a mall.
So we're going to, this is the top one is what everybody is most interested in, right? We really, very few of us, our primary reason is because we want to detoxify. But we're going to soak ourselves slimmer. The other thing besides the detox and the rejuvenate, we're going to actually rebuild some skin. So stretch marks, scars, you're going to come out feeling like baby skin. It's just amazing. But the aromatherapy alone is worth the price.
It is.
Of
It
that.
is. Amen.
It is. I don't care if I never got any results that were noticeable. The aromatherapy alone, and if you add a drop of vetiver to it, it's better than Ambien. Only you don't have the whatever hangover.
What did you say?
Vetiver? Vetiver.
Vetiver.
Okay.
I don't know. What is it? Vetiver. That's
That-
another oil.
It's a really healthy oil. I love this oil. I know a lot of people don't like the smell of it, but I do. Feminine pads around. It is as thick as maple syrup. It will not pour out of the bottle. You have to take the stopper off, but it can be used for focus, for clarity, grounding, better sleep. It's used a lot of times for kids that you can't get them balanced with the calming breeze and the pure tranquility and determination. People that try everything, they'll add a little bit of vetiver to it, and it will just, yes. I didn't say that.
You said better sleep or smarter?
Yes.
Because that's what I
Yes.
started recently.
Uh-oh.
I've been keeping Doug with a little bit. He's like, oh my gosh.
So we talked about all these. We didn't talk about the carrier oil. If you notice, I've got some samples up there. It's going in Epsom salts because Epsom salt also helps with detox, and it's going to help disperse the water, disperse the oils into the water so they're not all sitting on top. Right? Somebody said, and I did this, this has been a process, and we're evolving skinny dipping. But before I was mixing it in with the Epsom salts, before I put it in the bath, I had poured the oils and run the water, and I sat down in the tub, and my right butt cheek caught on fire because the oils were just all sitting on top of the water, and they weren't all mixed in really good, and I just hit, peppermint all up and down the side of my leg. So I'm just tingling all over, and so you want to pre-mix it in Epsom salts, and you want to add a carrier oil. I put fractionated coconut oil in there, because it's a cleaner and lighter oil and you're not going to feel greasy when you get out. But there are times when it's really nice to use regular coconut oil.
How much
Very,
would you use? With
I
the
would
regular?
not use more than a couple of teaspoons, maybe a teaspoon and a teaspoon and a half. That's what I use with fractionated too. If you use too much,
I used way
you're
too
gonna
much last
slip
time.
and slide.
Yeah, and I was like a grease pig when I came out. I was like,
I didn't even take a shower, but I'm not going to. You're not gonna lay down in bed because you're.
Oh, yeah.
The fractionated coconut oil, your skin will feel soft and silky, but you won't feel greasy. Right. So, in fractionated coconut oil, all they did was separate. It's not a molecular change like we do with hydrogenated oil. We're taking it apart, and so you get just the liquid, and it never gets solid. Okay, these are the oils that we use. This is the recipe, and that can be found on Facebook or soakyourselfslimmer.com. So that's the actual recipe, exactly how I make it. And we're going to talk, we haven't talked about frankincense. Frankincense is considered the king of oils, and rightly so, because it was given to the King of Kings, right? It was one of the oils. In the Bible, 123 times essential oils are referenced.
Wow.
123 times.
Wow.
Anytime they talk about anointing with oil,
Mhm.
they're not anointing with olive oil. They're anointing with healing oils. And there's several, right? Myrrh is another one. But frankincense is one you should Google if you know people that have serious conditions. One of the things that is in the bath for is the inflammation. It helps with inflammation, speeds up healing, insomnia. It helps with rashes, psoriasis, acne, eczema, skin things.
Poison ivy, would that be poison?
Tea tree, whatever it is for poison ivy. And zebra oil. I had Matthew when I was, where was I last? When I was in New York. When I was in New York, Clay told me, Matthew, every time I go out of town, somebody gets something. One time it's chicken pox, one time it's something else. But Matthew had gotten into poison ivy, and his face was just all red, and he was getting in his eyes. I had the zebra oil with me, and I told Clay to put tea tree on it. And I don't know if he was not putting enough, because that was something that Matthew was not doing on his own. When it's in a roller bottle, you can give it to a kid, and I love the roller bottles for that reason, and let them do it themselves. But his daddy was distracted with, 7 other siblings in the house, plus I think 6 or 7 that had come home for the weekend.
And Mama was gone, so he's really stressing out.
Yeah, so Matthew didn't get a whole lot of tea tree, so I can't really compare. What I do know is when I got home, I immediately took my zebra oil bottle, took another roller bottle, put zebra oil in it, and said, here, every time it itches, put this on. And within 24 hours, it was almost gone.
He had a sore throat too, when they came out with these oils, and you put, was it
That
Shield?
was me.
Oh,
When we
okay.
were at convention, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Let's get through this.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. We
Rabbit trail.
talk forever, and I'm bad about rabbit trails.
You're good.
So it eases mental pain. So if you've got extra pains, you can, and it's better if you're putting it on a large area to dilute it with some carrier oil. You're still going to get the same benefit. You just spread it further.
It says
Mental pain.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah. So
Where can we find these these slides? Are they
They're
on your
all-
site?
all the pictures of the oils are also on the essential oils page in the photos.
Okay.
I uploaded them all there.
On Facebook.
Yes. Lavender. How many of you have smelled other companies' lavenders
I
before?
had some, I bought some.
Okay, so back a while ago, when I got off on another rabbit trail, I was talking about those samples, and that was my first experience with our oils. My stomach is growling.
Mine is.
And I have no idea if I can be heard. I don't even know if there's anybody in the room.
What?
There are, can they hear me?
48.
Okay, can they hear me?
They can hear you. right
Okay,
now.
good. Not when I get over here.
Right.
Probably, but yeah, that's like it is in a regular meeting when you don't have a microphone on. My first experience was opening up the lavender because lavender gives me a headache. We made soap for years, and people would ask for lavender. I don't make lavender soap because they give me a headache. And it doesn't matter where, if I would pass by Bath and Body Works and I would smell lavender, it would give me a headache. So I opened up our lavender. I'm going to pass this around. You don't want to get it too close, but you will notice it does not smell like any lavender you've ever smelled before. And the name of it is True Lavender. And it's really a jab at everybody else, because when we were looking for a supplier to provide us with lavender for our lavender oil, nobody was sending anything that came close to having what it needed. There was one constituent missing consistently, every supplier that sent it. And so they started doing a little bit of investigating and asking why. And apparently all the other companies had them remove that before they shipped it, because it didn't smell as sweet with it in there. So that lavender does not smell nearly as sweet, sickly sweet, as other lavenders do. And that was my first clue that these were different oils.
So you didn't get a headache.
I didn't get a headache. Praise God. And it's because it's pure. And we don't take out anything, so everything's in there. You're getting all the benefits of lavender. Lavender is another one you can use for a lot of things. Get a bellyache, rub it on your belly. Some people can use it for a headache. I prefer peppermint for headaches, but some people use lavender to eliminate a headache. A lot of people use it in their homemade deodorants. It's a natural deodorant. Bug bites. We were at school one day. Matthew fell in the fire ant bed, had fire ant bites all up and down his back, and they were already whelping up and turning red. And I didn't have my Zeta oil with me. We put lavender on it. Immediately, the red went away, the itching went away. I would recommend lavender even over Zeta oil for bug bites as a first application. Not an ongoing thing, but as a first application.
By itself, or did you have a carry-on?
No, by itself, just neat. You can make what they call a boo-boo bottle. I think Jessica made some of those at a meeting. Fractionated coconut oil, lavender, tea tree. Did it have frankincense in it? I can't remember. If I were making it for me and not making it to give away, for, the frankincense is really expensive, I would put some frankincense in it too. But most of our oils you can use neat. I don't have a slide with this, but they're out there. If you're going to get involved with oils and play with them, look for a slide that tells you the hot oils, cinnamon, clove. Those are oils that you don't want to put on your skin straight or they will burn. So you want to dilute them. Trim and tone. That's everybody's favorite. I bet that's probably one of our best sellers. It can be Matthew. He loves to tell stories. He's going to be a great presenter one day because he loves to tell stories. Yes, I'm sure he is. He loves to tell stories. But the trim and tone has a combination of some of the essential oils that we're using more of, but it also has black peppercorn in it. And you don't even have to ingest it. You can rub it on your belly and it will still give you the same effects. You're not going to be as hungry, right? It's crazy how it works, but really, that little song about the bones connected to the ankle bone and the ankle bones connected to the calf, that it's true. You can apply the oils to your feet if you know what's connected where, if you use a reflexology chart, and you'll get faster and better effects than if you ingested the oils. So I'm not one to tell people not to ingest. I will tell people you'll get better results if you do it this way. And there are good reasons to ingest for liver detoxification, that sort of stuff. But a lot of times you can get the same results applying it topically or even breathing it. Peppermint oil, you've already experienced, called pick-me-up oil. I know that, it just wakes you up, it helps you focus. The particular reason it's in here, inflammation and circulation. We're opening it up and helping with circulation. I mentioned earlier, it's really good for aches and pains and that sort of stuff. And it's good for concentration. Like if you need to really wake up. We were doing a meeting and Doug came down and he had been awake pretty much all night. He'd been doing a concert the night before and he came down. I think he had 2 or 3 hours of sleep and he's like, what have you got? And I didn't have any XM3. We call XM3, we call this IV energy. You can drink it and it's just like, go straight in. Ignite does the same thing, but I said, here, I was doing an essential oil meeting. I said, here, try some peppermint. Just put a drop on your tongue. Well, he held his head back. I mean, you're not gonna, you have to hold it like this. So he got 2 drops and you should have seen his face.
Got away now.
But it is a great way to wake up, right? It's a great for, clear your breath out. You can dilute it with some water in a spray bottle if you want to, but I've done it on several occasions and gotten more than 1 drop, so I know how it felt. Reduce fever. I don't know if y'all saw that.
No.
We do not and have not had Tylenol in our house since my liver shut down. When Matthew's sister, who is 11, when I was pregnant with her.
Good.
Tylenol shut my liver down. Between Tylenol and Advil, and it was not, I wasn't using it currently, it was the cumulative effects of using it over the years. So we just don't have it. We do other things. And a fever is usually a good thing. In a child, if you let the fever run, it kills whatever it is that's attacking the body. Your body's providing a fever as a service to you to help you get rid of it. We talked about cell therapy, what it does. All 3 of our cell blends are powerful, powerful. There's a video that you can watch on those. Orange is a happy oil. We talked about the metabolic detoxification. It's got lots of antioxidants in it. It assists lymphatic drainage. That's another detoxification process. And if you're not doing something where you're bouncing up and down, if you're not running, if you're not rebounding, I promise you, you have a sluggish lymphatic system. So this will help. Tangerine, great for skin, stretch marks, scars, congested pores, will open that up, and mostly for cellulite. Grapefruit.
Now, do you rub it on your legs then?
I mix it in and soak in it. You can rub it on your legs. If I were to put it on my legs, if I were applying it straight, I would use a carrier oil, and I would massage. I would definitely massage. Grapefruit, the main reason the grapefruit's in there, I'm looking for it. It also helps with the lymph system, but it releases retained water. That's a big one. Every diet known to man, you're supposed to eat grapefruit for breakfast, right? And that's why it helps you to detox and it helps you to release retained water. It's got lots of other, it helps.
That's what I did the first time I soaked in the tub. I just had I had to go to the bathroom a lot. I think it was getting rid of water, and that's why I think it slimmed down on my vegetable.
Yeah.
How much do you put in the tub? Does it drop?
The recipe is on the website. So don't, if you get me distracted, we'll be here all night. We don't want that. That's okay. The after bath formula, it's in the recipe.
Has a question.
Okay.
Question from a visitor. Sorry.
Okay.
What is the best oil to rub on the abdomen to help with rare but occasionally severe abdominal pain? It has a fever with it.
I would go with peppermint and a carrier oil. That would be one of them. You can try several different things. Eucalyptus is really helpful. I've used eucalyptus for lots of different things. I had a raging urinary tract infection, and I haven't had one in years, but we went to North Georgia and there was a hot tub there. And hot tubs are not really clean. It doesn't matter what kind of chemicals you put in them. The chemicals can cause problems too. So I don't ever get symptoms until I'm doubled over crying in pain. And that's what happened. I was literally doubled over, couldn't stand up. The spasms were so bad. And I used to, when I had them all the time, keep some of the anti-spasm stuff that you can get over the counter, the stuff that turns your feet orange, you know what I'm talking about?
Okay, substance.
There you go. Because that would help, right? So I used to keep, but I hadn't had one in so long, we'd thrown it all out because it was expired. And so I went to my essential oils Bible, the integrated essential oils book, and I looked it up, and it told me eucalyptus and a couple other things. And so I got in the tub with a big bottle like this. I filled it with hydrate and fuel because fuel replaces electrolytes. And I realized that I had not hydrated well either. So I was rehydrating. I got in the tub. I put eucalyptus. I put peppermint. I put a couple other things, frankincense in there. And within 30 minutes, the pain was totally gone. I didn't have to go to the bathroom again until the next morning. And I drank a whole one of these. And if you've ever had a urinary tract infection, you know what it's like. It's, you feel like you have to go and you can only go a little bit, and it's a constant thing. I didn't even wake up. So ProShield is also good for that. But if you use ProShield and you're putting it on a big area, use Carrier. I'm gonna let you smell ProShield because I love the way it smells. How many of you have ever heard of thieves oil? Okay, so there's a company that has branded their blend thieves oil, but really what thieves oil is a blend that they used. And I'll stop if we can't hear while I'm walking over here. They used it during the bubonic plague. The thieves had a mixture of oils that they would put on their handkerchiefs, and they would go steal from all the dead people and not get sick. That is that blend of oils. It kills pretty much any kind of germ you can think of.
I was wondering.
It's I will use it neat if I'm only using a couple of drops. And what I'll do is I'll drop a couple drops on my hand and rub my hands together really, really well, so that I just, spread the oils out across both hands. And then I'll cut my hands and just inhale it, because you're getting it into your sinuses, into your nose, any kind of germs that are in there. You're taking that up in there to protect you. And then, and this was what Amy was alluding to before the sore throat thing, when we were at convention, I had quite the travel experience. Spent a lot of time in the airport, spent a lot of time on planes, exposed to a lot of stuff, no sleep, everything you could think of to drag my immune system down, I did it. So we had the display where you could go, and I did that. Put a couple drops on, I did that, and then I just kind of held my hands like this on my throat so that my throat could absorb some of the oils off my hands. And within 30 minutes, the sore throat was gone. Do you have a sore throat?
No, but sinus headache, sinus issues. She should probably do that. She was like, "Here, rub this in your hands." She's like saying all this stuff. She won't go Monday because she had such sinus headache.
It will absolutely help. Did the peppermint help a little bit? Open up your sinuses when you were sniffing it. Did that help?
Yes.
Can I use you as an example?
Yeah.
Can I get you to come be my?
It's kind of smell like an oil factory over here.
Yeah, I love it, everything.
That was like a lot, Julie.
How much did you put?
drop?
Okay, so you already have some on there. Okay, well, I'm gonna put one more drop. You just have a lot on your hands. Yeah, it's like more than one drop.
No, maybe it's two.
Okay, so now you have 2 drops. So I want you to rub like this. Yeah, I never read. That's okay.
Very good.
Let's keep, and then hold it over your nose like that. This is called, okay, so just some oiler jargon. Some oiler jargon. If you're applying it without diluting, it's called neat.
I know you know. I was like,
N-E-A-T, it's called neat. If you're doing this, it's called tinting.
Tinting?
Tinting. You're making a tint with your hands.
Okay.
When you're gonna do it will kill whatever is in there that's causing your sinus issues. So it's killing germs, basically. You're breathing it in.
Breathe it in.
Germs.
Sniff.
And then take your hands, catch your fingers in the back like that, and wrap your hands around your neck. And then just drag them forward like that. And then make sure you cover right there. And now just go sit down, and you can tell us how you feel at the end. We'll have a germ-free. We'll be germ-free.
Now to do that.
Now we're all protected from you if you have.
I can't get my chair.
Okay, where's the ProShield top?
Do you have the top to the first?
I don't think she gave us the top.
Everybody see
No,
the top?
I didn't
We
see
need
it.
some
Wait.
top.
See, I am blind.
Turn the lights on in here,
Yeah.
girl.
It's ambiance.
It's
Ambiance.
So, the afterbath formula is not necessary. It's really for skin rejuvenation. It's not good. The mixture that I have for the afterbath formula is more for your stretch marks and more for skin repair. If you want to do skinny dipping without a bath, you need to use the oil blend that goes in the bath, leave out the Epsom salts, and apply that. But this is more for skin rejuvenation. There's an internal detox factor. If we're going to do this, we might as well do it on the inside at the same time we do it on the outside. So we include the Zija Detox Tea and a teeny tiny little bit in the samples that comes in the 4th gram. And I've had 3 people send me a message. My bottle that I'm supposed to drink is empty. It only has 4 drops in it, so you can barely tell there's anything in it. It's 1 drop of peppermint and 3 drops of lemon that you add into your detox tea. Again, start with 5 minutes on your detox tea. Both of those are boosting the benefits of the tea, helping with digestion and detoxification of the liver. I think this is key. The big thing people always ask me is it going to last? You know, yes, it will if it's a support, right? I can't tell you you can go eat a Domino's pizza tonight and Big Macs and supersized fries tomorrow and use this to soak yourself slimmer. But what I can tell you is if you're eating healthy and you're aiding your body by detoxing your liver, it'll come off and stay off. And I'm living walking proof. I had a miscarriage last April, didn't lose the weight, couldn't lose the weight, worked, you know, I was doing what I thought were all the right things, but my liver just took a beating. It was a pretty traumatic experience, and it took a lot longer for my body to recover than I thought it would. So in August, I spent 31 days drinking only green smoothies.
Really?
Only green smoothies for 31 days. And I took a week before that to prepare for it. So really I was vegan that week before and went into 31 days of green smoothies. And I lost 2 pounds. But I gained back within 2 days. And I didn't go gorge myself on a steak, right? I eased back into real food. I didn't eat it, but I still, my liver was just at its tipping point. The oils came out in September. I started playing around with them. January is when I started skinny dipping. In 10 weeks, I lost 8 pounds. That has stayed off, and we're still kind of, you know, on the continued journey. I still have a few more to lose.
How many times a week are you so skinny dipping?
2 to 3. I would not recommend it every night. One is your family might.
I've done about 4 in the last month, maybe.
Yeah, you
I'm
need to.
starting to see.
I would recommend if you want to see results, 2 to 3 a week, and that will really bump up your results. And you can back down once you get where you want to go. But if you're wanting to use that as an aid to help your liver, 2 to 3 a week would be good. So this is just a slide that I've done for webinars because I paid a lot of money for this webinar service. And so when we do a webinar, I just ask if anybody wants to donate to help to make it free so that we can continue to do these. And nobody's going to donate tonight because we didn't get started until 30 minutes late. But hopefully they got some good benefit out of it. It's nice to be able to offer the option for people who can't get out or people that live somewhere else or whatever. We have such incredible technology. We love it when it works and we hate it when it doesn't, but we do have incredible technology to be able to broadcast anywhere we want to. So, I don't know, your room was not just a little bit full tonight, Julie. I think we probably had about 50, 60 people in the room tonight. So.
Nice.
Anyway, so now's the time for questions, comments. I will be happy to go off on rabbit trails, and I'll be here as long as you want me to be, but we're pretty much finished unless somebody just has some major questions. I will say that I brought samples for anybody that wants one. They are $15, and the cost of the oils, just so you know, if you decide to do it, it's cost about $10, but there's a lot of packaging that goes into putting those samples together, the little brands and all that sort of stuff. So anyway, questions, comments? Yes.
Not having seen your formula, you know, I didn't even think about putting our oils into the bath. I've been taking baths lately, and I've been putting, you know, just some lavender oil in it. And so my question is, like in a tub, because I was even confused about the Epsom salts that I have at home I've been using. Like, it looks like they're saying a half a cup, and I'm not understanding the formula because I don't even understand how many gallons go in my tub. So, like,
and that
what
is a
is it?
good question, because a lot of people say, well, how much will that, how much is that, right?
Yeah.
Is that one bath, is it 2 baths? It depends on the size of the tub. I use that, the entire amount, but I have a garden tub. So if you have a smaller tub
Okay.
that holds less water, then I would say, that would be enough for 2. You just stir it up and divide it in half. There's about 1.5 cups of Epsom salts in those containers, and that's usually what I do in my own baths too. I do about 1.5 cups of Epsom salts.
So the recipe on Soak Yourself Slimmer are in,
Yes,
so, okay.
yes.
So you would maybe half that with the regular.
If you have a normal size, just a
Garden
regular
tub.
small bathtub, yeah, that is, and the people that are getting the crazy results, like Christine and her sister, I don't know if you've seen her sister's pictures. Christine, she's up in Vancouver area. I think she's a part of the True Vitality team. She went from a size 8'10" to a 4 in 2 weeks.
Oh, you're kidding.
And she's got the
That's not
pictures to
talking.
prove it.
She went from what to what?
An 8'10".
She must have been toxic.
Yes.
8,
Yes.
10.
So you see people like this all the time. They look like they've got a little belly.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
It's liver toxins.
It is
It's liver toxins.
When you get
So
tough.
you see it more in men than you do women, right? You see men and you think, they look like they're pregnant. Because we tend to carry it all the way around instead of a little beer belly that guys have. But yes, that's exactly what was going on. But she went from an 8 to 10 to a 4, and she's got the pictures. And she sent me the picture when she started.
And she's one that's real skinny or something.
She is, no, that's Jamie. And
Okay.
Jamie's the one that calls it skinny dip, and she's never gotten a tub before. She does it before she gets exercise.
That's
She's so
hilarious.
good.
Spandex spray.
But no, sexy skinny spray.
Sexy
I've already
skinny.
bought that.
Sexy skinny spray. So how much do you spray in a bottle? Like that little bottle there that has a fractionated oil, like an
However
average.
much you want it to.
It's
not- it's-
Does 1 drop work or 2? Because I'm thinking about my oils being so precious, and I'm kind of stingy with them.
It's like this. When you go to the gas station, you get gas in your car.
Yeah.
Gas is expensive.
Yeah.
Do you only put 1 gallon in there?
I think if I'm going to a little place, that I have to put more depending where I'm going.
So
It's all
you
good.
should fill it up, Daniela, and then you get more gas mileage
So
out
10
of it.
drops, because I get 10 gallons, right?
I mix it.
Right? I'm trying to get a concept here.
I mix it in a multiple of that recipe.
Yeah.
So I will put 7 skinny dips of a recipe and top it off with fractionated coconut oil. And when I'm spraying, I'm trying to get about that much on my body, right? So you could do a single mix each time, but this is just for convenience sake.
And I think I heard Barbie Stone say how many drops were in some of the pepper,
They all have it
oils.
on there. So
Okay.
if you need a magnifying glass, you can get one. Or if you're like me, we have a purple bottle like this, and it's black on purple. I took a picture of it with my phone and I enlarged it. So I can read what was in it. But they have supplemental facts on the back. It'll tell you approximately how many servings. A serving is always going to be 1 drop. So if it says 60 servings, it's got 60 drops. And each one's going to be different because of the viscosity of the oil is different. So a drop is going to be bigger, right? Vetiver, the drop is plop, right? So, but each one will tell you that. And it will tell you how to dilute it. I didn't mention that if you're taking them internally, you can put them in veggie caps. You wouldn't want to prepare those ahead of time because they will dissolve the veggie cap eventually. But you're usually going to mix it with fractionated coconut oil. So you're diluting it as well. You're getting it into the body where it can get to the digestive system. If you're drinking it in water, how many of you had the peppermint and felt the coolness in your throat? It didn't ever get there, right? So, you want the veggie cap. Where do you get it?
What's your source of coconut oil?
The company has it, you can order it in single oils, it's down at the bottom. I have ordered bulk supplies, just because that little bottle only does, but that bottle will do a full skinny dipping kit. So you've got about 30 dips in there, it'll do the full skinny dipping kit, plus some oil to dilute the add-on after oil.
Some concept of dipping.
So, soaking, dipping, whatever. It's a new term. Matthew has a question. I'm scared.
You didn't do the tickets.
I didn't do the tickets. That's right. I can't let anyone go until we do the tickets.
Speaking of dipping, since we're in the South and a lot of men dip, what would you recommend if people are struggling with dipping, because even youth are going the wrong way? What would you tell them to dip? I mean, because, they could dip in oil, couldn't they?
Before you
No.
Mama,
No.
before you do the tickets, can I get one?
You want to get a ticket? Well, how about I just give you something special afterwards and we'll let somebody, because I don't think you want to win any skincare or although we went to a meeting and Emily went with us and she won a bottle of Pure Tranquility and she walked around with that thing like it was my precious. You can come pick the ticket though. You want to do that?
Wait a minute, I can't find my ticket.
You gotta have the matching.
So, I'm really, especially like for a craving, like if they have a craving, is there any oil that you would tell people to use that struggle?
Supermix or XM Plus for people that have cravings would be
Yes.
what I would recommend. I've done studies with XM Plus on people with addictions and how it helps them overcome addiction.
Really? Why have I not heard of that?
There's one in the store.
397. Everybody goes, woo!
Yeah, we all win.
25. Now wait a minute, I still can't find one. Okay, that's okay.
Everybody has.
So everybody has,
397. Everybody has
probably
397.
almost everybody has 397, 25, 25, 25. That would be mine.
Mine's
397.
2524, but.
2525.
Is yours 2525? Can you
If
read it?
if yours is 24 like yours.
2525.
Then that is a, yours 2525.
Then maybe it is.
I told you, if they don't, none of them have it, it's gonna be.
Because I got
2525.
That's what I was gonna say, because I've got 2524 right next to it.
Thank you.
Maybe
You're
in
gonna
the
give
further
us
trip.
2.5 hours. Here, I'll take the number. You grab her.
I took the oil in my metal bottle. How long can you stay in a metal bottle?
They say it stays in metal.
Oh,
Okay, 397-2520. Nikki! We're gonna get Nikki an oil. Okay, there's one more.
It's like, wait.
Don't spit on it.
3972526.
That's the names, right?
2526.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You won it, so you remember those. She heard me tell you.
I was 25. Yeah, we're 2524, 2526.
I'll give you the rates. We can ask anybody else.
Yes. Yes. I don't remember her 5 years ago. I know. Yeah. Like the rarity meals and then yeah. I was the one that was like talking and got in trouble.
Hi. We won't even go there. Several people got in trouble.
Oh, thank you. You got that. I'm gonna give you soothing air. It is a blend. Soothing air is great for anything respiratory.
That is so
People that have issues with respiratory. People that have issues with respiratory.
Snoring. What was snoring?
Clear breathing. Some people use soothing air for snoring. They do. They diffuse soothing air and it helps with snoring. I know.
That's what I do. Now, I have soothing air, but I think I'm still snoring. I'm doing a little bit of lavender to see if that helps. Soothing.
Yes.
I heard that calming breeze is what lavender is an Ohio symbol for her.
Yes. I just like to know what that's frankincense is another one that smells very different than the frankincense. my friend who is into alternative healing and uses oils in her practice, said when she smelled ours and compared it with another one that smelled better, it smelled like chemical solvents.
See, today's my mommy's birthday, and I sent it to Germany for her for her birthday, because I figured frankincense had the most healing, I guess, like anti-carcinogens, I guess,
Yes.
and all that stuff. Becky Wagner said she couldn't believe it. She
Maybe Misty was asking what the difference was between
Yeah.
and retail.
Yeah.
Big,
Well, they-
big difference.
How do you? So it's like.
If you want to be a wholesale customer, you can pay $20 like you would to go to Sam's and just become a wholesale customer. Or you can become a return order customer, so it works out a month and you don't pay anything for that. Either way, you get the wholesale price. And that $20 is just a yearly fee that you pay to be able to order at the wholesale price. Or if you're a return order customer, that just means you have an auto ship and you manage it. You can change it anytime you want to. And you also would get the wholesale price. And just an idea of the difference in prices, the Slim and Tranquil Skinny Dipping Kit is $300 retail or $200 wholesale. So it really is, there is a big difference. But there's not a huge difference in the nutritionals, but the oils, there's a pretty big difference. It's about 30 to 35% difference for the retail versus the wholesale. And if you are a wholesale member, you have the ability to share with other people and get referral bonuses.
Well, yeah, so just whatever you decide to sign up. I wonder can I? You did it once, and I told her that. She was just doing that for me. She goes,
It depends on determination is my favorite to suggest to people it's so much money to let go. All the prices are in.
I'm talking about something my neighbor.
The sitting air. Because here's the deal, I don't design the stuff, y'all, I just educate people. But all the prices are in the catalog, which I really love having a catalog because I got here.
That's right.
You look it up, I don't want people to the information.
I know sandalwood is 120 something, I think.
I
Right,
know.
it's just
Yeah,
the
and I
same
don't
stuff.
choose
But
that.
then I feel that was you like these.
It's so much.
So you must have been wild when I researched some sandalwood and it was just a line of. And I was told, now I know what a great helper you are.
Excellent. Everyone is
Commenting, your training, reading, and your teacher, she's taught me a lot. And I'm sorry, because it's marriage.
Well, this was number 3. I kind of got it experience. This one was not traumatic as far as emotional, but I probably just that's conservative.
See, you know what I'm really wondering when the AM conference, I was afraid that way, I was waiting, and, Mark was like saying, you're just, I can't remember what he said, something like that, but I didn't understand the whole toxicity, and I think that one of the things that I just hear you talking about, it makes sense to me, because when my body was going like that, and on top of it, it did a real number on my liver.
Well, pregnancy does number on your liver anyway, so my liver probably been overworked more than, some of the alcoholics that they put.
I need to understand this better, I think how other does, in my mind, rocked it out with the blood pressure with it, and
I know, I'm like,
that a lot of really good studies that have high blood pressure. And the other thing is, she's learning that so healthier. I just get talk about menstrual,
Cypress.
Cypress, I can tolerate
It will, Cypress will knock out a hot flash in an instant. Cypress.
Cypress.
I think spruce is good, isn't it?
Well, the evergreens again, they're gonna have some of the same stuff in them, right? Cypress tends to be one that people go to. for
Oh, that's a nice, I think it's a.
Would you rub it on your body with cypress then?
Yeah, you put it, you kind of do it like you do determination. A good way to apply an oil, if you want it to take effect quickly, put a drop on your wrist, hold it together, and then go behind and up, and push your ears up, and push your earlobes up, so that your wrists are hitting right under your ears, and hold it there, and then pull it down.
So you know.
Okay, you said the determination is for anxiety.
Successful
Yeah.
beginnings because.
Would you do this and that?
Yes, and some people will, it just depends. There are places you can apply. Some people will take it and apply it on the outside of the ear. And there's reflexology.
Yeah, I know the thyroid is like right here on the bottom of your toe. So you can massage that.
But if you're doing it that way, it's getting into the bloodstream quickly, and you're getting it up here where it matters the most, and you're getting it in a place where you're getting constant.
How long would you hold the wrist?
Just a few seconds. Just, you know, just a few seconds.
I'm supposed to be signing my neighbor. And I told her about.
Are there still people in the room that have questions?
You said the artist there, artist.
Picking up the car. We're studying.
Okay. Well, if anybody has any questions.
It's on the one side, it's in the thing.
That is the body cells.
Barely.
In front of the camera, so.
Oh,
No, you're good. Smile and say hello. That's the body oil. It is, it has sweet almond, it has moringa. Yeah, it has a little bit of lavender and a little bit of lemon verbena. So it's not a strong. It is a very nice one. And you can put some on if you want to. I love that oil.
Get touchdown in front of the camera. That was a plant. You planted it there on purpose.
Did I see a slide that orange was good for anxiety?
Oh, yeah.
So calming breeze and the citrus oil.
Okay. That's what they keep out.
Ingestible oils.
Anxiety oil is usually going to be best inhaled, right? Or applied
Right.
in places where you've got,
So, I guess my question is, when are you really using them in just?
if you have major health concerns, frankincense is one that you would ingest.
It isn't just about.
Yes. Doesn't really taste good, that's where the veggie caps come in.
No, I don't think that one would taste really good at all.
The peppermint and the citrus for ingesting as far as detoxification. Any of the citrus oils, people will use the grapefruit.
And the lemon, a lot, that's become really popular, weight loss pills,
Yes.
the lemon oil.
Yes.
And really a combination of citrus
And that's where the tryptophan is really nice.
oils, and I'm gonna try to flip it. I don't know if it's possible or not, but.
Well, the experience is what is. And that video that
She's
Dr.
very overweight, so I'm hoping maybe she can help her there. 'Cause she has tried tons of stuff. That's nice. Yeah, 'cause I saw that when I was looking at figure bottom.
Yeah. Did we want to do some shakes to refreshments? We can if you want to or not. It's totally.
Yeah, what I need to do.
That's what I said.